Hello, and welcome back to my gameplay of Fault Milestone 2. Last time, Retona had to use Heavy Rain, and as a result lost her mana craft. Her enemy has escaped, and they are both close to death. Will she survive? Let's find out. Thank you. How many times do I have to repeat myself? The mana signature found on the Sky Terrace was Rainvasta's. We are absolutely certain of this. But neither Rainvasta nor the princess is in the shelter. Are you accusing Vastoracat of something? Damn it, that's not what we're saying. Misha, watch your language. While military protocol is in effect, temporary or not, the headmaster is Regent of Rosenheide. Shh. We aren't suggesting that Vastoracat is issuing false heresies, but still, regardless, this is reality, Serenhide. 4 days have already passed since the attack. And yet, there is still no sign of the princess or Rainvasta. We must move on to our next course of action. But sir, the remains of the princess have yet to be found. Just looking at the mana signature shows quite clearly that 2 people were transported somewhere. I am well aware. However, our most pressing matter is taking the next course of action. We've dwelt on this issue for far too long. Right now, we must focus all our energies into this country's reconstruction. Still, we should round up all the remaining soldiers from the rear lines and form a search party. Not happening. Who knows when those shadow soldiers will attack again. Taking away such valuable troops is out of the question. If that happened, that truly may be the end of this country. Those shadow soldiers pulled out once Selphine vanished. Why would they do that, if their goal is to destroy Rosenheide? In the first place, what if Selphine and Retona are still alive? We can't just leave them to fend for themselves, damn it. Misha! At this stage, we have no choice but to assume that the princess has passed and moved on. We must defend our rear lines to the last man until King Valor returns. This is the best course of action for us. What good is sitting around here gonna do, you frickin' coward? If there was an error in the Vectcraft, then there's a chance that they were relocated somewhere else. What if they ended up someplace near here? It's pretty damn obvious that we need to go look for them now. I told you that this is out of the question. Right now, we need to. I'm going to round up every one of the clocks and form a search party for Retona and Selphine. I'm just sick of sitting on my ass here. For the 100th time, that is out of the question. I will have the soldiers in the clocks locked down. Anyone who follows your lead will be severely punished. I don't give a damn. I'm not going to give up, even if I have to do it by myself. Misha, stop! Good grief, such a belligerent rebel, that boy. Still, that fool might actually attempt to go around recruiting others to his cause. Despite his behaviour, he is rather well liked. I know. Laura, I know you've got your hands full right now, but could you keep an eye on him? Make sure he doesn't do anything too foolish. Heh. Understood. Misha, you just can't behave like that in front of them. Just how long do you plan on acting like a kid? I'm not a kid, alright? There's no way in hell I'm gonna let anyone just kill off Retona or Selphine. They just said they needed to maintain the status quo for now. I swear, once I think you've calmed down, why are you dragging me into another mess? Heh, but at least now I can round up a search party without anything holding me back. What? If I tried something before causing that whole racket back there, they would have tried to step in and stop me. So that's why you... Being labelled a troublemaker sure has its benefits, eh? Just throw a little tantrum or two and they'll stay out of your hair, to some extent. Next issue would be you, Laura. Huh? Me? Are you gonna stop me? If I've read this right, Miss Laura asked you to keep an eye on me. Which means, if you keep quiet, then I've got a certain amount of freedom to do what I want. So, what's the plan? If you're gonna just look around aimlessly, then give it up. I won't let you recruit anyone just to search at random. Come on, even I'm not crazy enough to do that. And I'll only need one guy. He isn't even from the clock, so don't worry. What are you up to? I'm planning to talk with the Order of Rosengus. Rosengus? There's some people in that order who can take mana signatures apart and reverse engineer the craft used. Who knows, maybe they can analyze returner signature and figure out where they were transported to. Nonsense. If you need an analysis, then the Knight's Intelligence Group can do that for you. The Rosenhide Knighthood's Intelligence Group was formed just recently, right? For something like this, I think we need to bring in a specialist. Just who do you think you are? The Knighthood's got the best info crafters in the entire Alliance. But do they have the results to prove it? Well... Returner's an idiot. That's why she's so capable. There's no way Returner would let the signature of a craft as important as an escape route from the castle be analysed so easily. Capable? Because she's an idiot? I'm saying that there's no way any average crafter can reverse engineer the craft Returner used. You may have a point there. That said, I'm off to Griever Grounds. Wait. Griever Grounds? Isn't that where the Union's most powerful mana crafters reside? Yep, the Order of Rosengus is part of those powerful mana crafters. Are you out of your mind? You just can't walk worse than that. The war may have gone cold, but it goes without saying that they are the enemy of the Alliance. There are even rumours that the Union had a hand in the assault a few days ago. The mana signature on the Sky Terrace is our only lead right now. Do we have any other options? You can't. Even if it is you, I won't ever forgive anyone who asks for help from the Union. Laura, this isn't the time for us to be picky about how we do this. But still, you know Riggs? His uncle is on the Griever Grounds. He's actually a member of the Order of Rosengus. No way! But we haven't had any contact with him in ages. Still, don't tell anyone else about this. If anyone found out that someone in Rosenhide was from Griever Grounds, well, it ain't gonna be pretty. Since when have you known? Since when? Dunno, I forgot. Have you lost the ability to tell apart what can and can't be kept secret? Flora. Riggs is a citizen of Rosenhide. He shouldn't have to suffer just because of his uncle. Do you think I'm gonna buy into such a childish sense of justice? No, I don't. I know you won't. That's why I kept my mouth shut. And I apologise for that. Sorry for keeping it a secret. But I'm begging you, Flora, we have a lead here. Please, don't tell anyone about this, for Riggs, and for Retona and Selphine. That's exactly what worries me. Ah, fine, on one condition. What? I want to talk with you and Riggs. Let's meet at Gate 3, tomorrow at noon. Sure. This isn't fair, Misha. You're always just... Retona, Selphine, please be safe. Captain, those might be the girls. Excuse us. Aye, over here, over here. We have a reservation under Zevitz. We've been waiting, and don't worry, we've already been informed. Hey, is she alright? She stayed up fairly late last night, so she's taking a short nap. We're mana crafters. Retona? Crafters? Thanks to an unfortunate chain of events, we've ended up using all of our mana. We must get to somewhere abundant in mana, and soon. Yes, please, we beg you. Can you have the ship depart right away? That's a little tough. We still have more than half the cargo to load. And we can't just up and leave without it all. Damn. Cargo? Do you mean that stuff over there? Yeah, there's quite a lot, as you can see. Alright. Let's get this all on board in 10 minutes. I'll lend a hand too. Rune? Just dashing off. 10 minutes. Miss, do you know how much a single crate... oof. Eh? Where should I put this? What in... No way, she's carrying that crate with her bare hands, all by herself. Oh yeah, she's a robot, isn't she? Please, we're in a hurry here. Aye. Hey you, show her the way. Aye, sir. Rune. Turner, do you have a moment? I just spoke with the ship's captain. He told me that it will take about 4 hours to reach an area in the ocean called the Swap Point. At that point, residents in the inner poles switch places with the crew and continue the rest of the voyage. Mana will be present from there on, so we just need to hold out for another 4 hours. Is that so? Good to hear. 4 hours from now. I think we can handle that. That did not sound good. I'm feeling so lightheaded. I'm fine. The fatigue's just hit me now that we're safe. More importantly, Rune, there's a lot of things I need to discuss with you. There's no need to hide anything from you now. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and I'll be glad to answer all of them. Are you sure? We can save this for later, you know. No, it's fine. I just need some fresh air. Mind if we take this discussion outside? No, not at all. Phew. So, I hate to bring this up all of a sudden, but... Are you and Sally really from the Kingdom of Rosenhide? Sally is really a princess, and you're really her guardian. Yes. Just days ago, we were attacked by Melano's subordinates. Cornered, Selphine and I made use of an emergency craft to escape to a neighbouring country's shelter. But it didn't work as expected. When we emerged, we were deep inside Cadia's forest. What caused it to go all wrong? I don't know. I had no idea. It would have spelled trouble if people found out who we were, so we chose to keep it secret. sorry, Rune. This isn't how I wanted to tell you of our true identities. Oh, don't be silly. What do you mean? You were in such dire straits, and you still made time to help me out. I'm just so grateful. How could I ever repay you? That was nothing, Rune. We're dear friends now. There's no need for you to apologize for every little thing. Returner. Thank you. By the way, just what happened to Sally back in the forest? I want to know that. Rune, among the Inner Pole's monarchies, there's something called the Path Down. Do you know anything about it? No, not the specifics. Alright. Royalties can use a special kind of craft, though a certain ritual. Their descendants, or in some cases those who are deemed fit to succeed to the throne, inherit all of their knowledge and experience. This craft is called the Path Down, and that was a bug. A path down that continues for many generations as a symbol of prosperity and unity with the people is one of the cornerstones of our culture. Eh? But she said she was the 9th generation. Isn't that a really long time? Indeed it is. About 350 years have already passed. So that means Sally has 350 years worth of knowledge and experience stored inside her? That it does. But what does that have to do with her change in personality? Strictly speaking, the path down is composed of 2 phases. The first is transfer. In this phase, all the memories, knowledge, wisdom, and experiences are directly transferred into the successor. The time it takes is proportional to the memories being transferred. Each will take about 1 year. Each person? Yes, each past ruler. Having turned 14 this year, Selphine has completed the transfer of the manor from her father, King Valor, for a total of 8 rulers. She began the transfer phase when she was 6 years old, so the first phase is mostly complete. Next, after transfer, is the breaking in phase. This phase consists of the memories and experiences which were transferred into their subconscious, fusing with their subconscious mind. It doesn't sound like something you can do in an instant. Of course not. This is hundreds of years of experience and information transferred in just a mere 8. Fusing the transferred mana too quickly will result in the successor's ego being overwritten by the past rulers. That's why time is needed to slowly assimilate the information stored in the subconscious into the successor's consciousness. Lots of S sounds, I see. Now, as for the Emperor syndrome, that manifested earlier. When a successor who hasn't finished the breaking in phase is exposed to extreme danger, consciousness of a past ruler can surface. You can say that it's a phenomenon that occurred out of instinct, arising from the need for self-preservation, no, the preservation of the path down. Is that so? That being said, there is a tendency for the situation to influence which past ruler appears. The one you saw earlier was Rusenhide's second ruler, Queen Regan Rusenhide. Of all 9 generations of Rusenhide's monarchs, she was the most ruthless and bloodthirsty. On the battlefield, we've never had a strategist as exceptional as her. She was the one who forged Rusenhide into a kingdom that other countries feared. Her skill as a battlecrafter was also second to none, or so I hear. She really had a commanding presence, huh? Ah, that's right. About the Empress syndrome. What is it? Whenever it happens, where does Sally's own personality go? Basically, there are 8 other personalities inside her, and they take over based on the situation, right? So I guess it's something like having multiple personalities. Not quite, it's somewhat similar but fundamentally different. That was Selphine herself, but her personality was composed of Queen Regan's experiences, knowledge, and so on. So actually Selphine had a clear sense of self. That's why after the Syndromes episode, she was crying and apologizing. She was sorry for the way she spoke and for ordering me to do certain things, both of which she would never have done as her true self. It sounds like someone who had too much alcohol and went on a drunken rampage. So true. That was quite the inappropriate analogy. Well, I guess it is similar to how one would seriously regret doing something one would never normally do. I can't speak for Selphine here, but I think it's too much scarier than that. When totally drunk, your personality only changes slightly because your thought processes and judgments are impaired. But Empress Syndrome is different and totally incomparable. Your morals, your sense of right and wrong, personality and mannerisms, they all clearly change in an instant. Never having experienced it myself, I can't imagine what that would feel like. Sally. Are there any adverse effects? There shouldn't be any. At least, as long as she's in an area with mana. Though the experience is physically draining, enough to cause her to lose consciousness once she returns. All we can do for now is let her rest. By the way, Rune, I've got a question of my own. Yes, what is it? Just how strong are you? How strong? Oh, are you referring to the incident with the cargo earlier? Sorry for such an unsightly display. Unsightly? Not at all. Well, I was just really taken aback. Just where does all that strength come from in that delicate body of yours? Well, my body was based off the machines used in mining work, so I have quite a lot of power. I'm also designed to be able to survive any dangerous environments. Thanks to that, any blows or slashes would have to be pretty dang strong before they can even so much as scratch me. Ah, I remember the incident in the tavern. So that's why. Well, if I had to put a number to it, that's pretty tough. Good point, it's not exactly something we can easily express in figures. They missed the line out. There are many ways to express how strong you are, for example, hitting or throwing something. True enough. Yeah, they missed the line out. Alright, I'll be blunt. How good are you in a fight? How many people can you take on at once? How many people? Do you mean in a fight with normal people, unharmed? Yes, that's right. How else could she have taken that? Let me think. Well, I've never been in a real fight before, so I can't say this with full confidence. But maybe I can handle up to about 10 adult men? Wow, that's a lot. Oh, but if 10 people tried to pin me down at once, I might not be able to lift them all off me. That's what she meant. I was referring to an actual fight, not just lifting them like weights. Holy shit. Well, if it was just a fist fight, I'm pretty sure that I would win, hands down. I doubt any normal human being would be able to take me apart. Is that so? Yes, I have enough strength built into me to crush boulders and bend steel. Oh my word. But I don't know anything about actual fighting, so I can't be sure until I get into an actual scuffle. Your vision is also quite impressive. How were you able to track Meline's movements? Ah, about that. My eyes have these things called cameras installed. If I concentrated, I could see motion at a rate of 20,000 frames per second. I couldn't hold my concentration like that for more than 5 or 6 seconds though. Frames? Well, the minimum frame rate for capturing motion would be 24 frames a second, and, well, let me put it in this way. Well, this is a pretty extreme example, but when you fire a gun, let's just say I can see it moving out of the muzzle really, really slowly. What? Are you some kind of monster? Monster, that's not a nice way to put it. No, wait a minute. If she can see all that, then does that mean you can catch a bullet in midair? Well, I can't say for sure. It'd be tough if the conditions aren't right. But as long as there's enough distance and I can see where the shooter pulled the trigger, I think I can do it. That's rather hard to believe. I know, right? Well then, how about I do a little demonstration? But before you do that demonstration, I will stop this video here. If you liked Fault Milestone 2 and want to watch more, please leave a like in this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.